What's going on, people? Hope y'all doing fantastic. Before I get into this video, I got to make a disclaimer. This video is for entertainment and informational purposes only. Brother Man Trucking and his affiliates are not responsible. If you engage in any unlawful and illegal activity, you assume all liability. All right? Now, let's get into the video. There's this methodology or theory out there called the gray man theory. I'm going to read it here. I got the webpage pulled up here. The gray man theory as a way of disappearing into the crowd so you can move unnoticed when disaster strikes. The idea is that you can conceal your preparedness by blending in with the crowd before or during an emergency, such as times like this, at the time of making this video. Disappearing into a crowd is an extremely useful survival skill. All right. I got to build up to this because you might have to read it. You don't have to read in between the lines, but I can't just come out and say it. I'm going to have to build up to it. All right. This is going to work better for white people than it is for black people. Sometimes there are conferences, right? Or what do they call those? Conventions. They have a big convention center, like a publishing convention or a cooking convention or a restaurant convention or auto show or whatever, right? There's people sometimes, and I've seen people on YouTube that do this, that if you get dressed up, like let's say you want to get in free. You don't want to pay the admission price or anything like that. So you dress up, you get you maybe a notepad, and maybe, you get you an official camera, and you get a little ID tag that says press on there, maybe with your name on there and maybe your company's name or somebody's company's name. And you walk in, people, oh, press. Okay, you go ahead on in because it's media attention, it's helping get the word out. That's one. Another one is, now this works really good for white people. And I'm not trying to be racist. I'm just stating facts. Let's say that you show up to some place looking like a worker. Depending on where it's at, you got your safety vest on. You may have a hard hat with you. Got to have a notepad or what are those called? Not a notepad. Well, a notepad or a clipboard with a pen. You look important. You're playing the part. So you walk into. I've seen guys. I've watched the stuff on YouTube. Guys walk into amusement parks. And people. Oh, okay. I've seen people walk into banks, get in the secure area of banks. I've seen, and, especially out here working in the field, if you got let's say your vehicle, you get like one of them little flashing lights, you look like an inspector or something. And then you got your hard hat on and your safety glasses and your earplugs and I say safety vest. I think I said that already. You look like you're playing the part. You're an inspector. You're doing something. All right. So that's one. Or that's number two. And the list goes on. Just whatever the situation calls for. It's the gray man theory. You're just blending in. You look like you belong there. All right. So let's say that let's say you're writing a movie. Okay. And let's just say that there's this big catastrophe, something going on, okay? And then let's say, okay, different states are shut down. And the only people that can move back and forth between the states are, let's say, commercial vehicles, all right? So, and let's just say in this movie, pick a name, doesn't really matter. Let's just say that This state over here, the supplies are running very low. There's hardly any supplies left on the shelf. And, people need these supplies or food or water or whatever. And over here on this state is doing a little bit better than this state over here. But because there's a border there, with armed guards and stuff, and you can't drive your personal vehicle over state lines without being fined or arrested or something like that. But the commercial trucks can get through. Excuse me. There's a state down here called Delaware, right? And there was an article that I read this morning on Facebook that said that they have the authority to pull out of state drivers. They have the authority to pull cars with out of state plates over. If you have a Delaware plate, you're fine. If you have out of state plate, well, you run the possibility of getting pulled over, depending on, and then you talk to the officer and depending on you state your business. As of right now, commercial trucks are fine. So at the making of this video, you might, and I mean, let's get back to the movie. In the movie, the state lines are shut down. So, some people, they just jump in the commercial vehicle, all 18 wheels, and they, going about their business, doing their pickups, doing their delivery. What are you hauling? Motorcycle doors. Motorcycle. And this could be for supplies. It could be for food. It could be for livestock, or anything. But all I'm talking about is the gray man theory here. I might leave this video up. I might take it down. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. But as of making of this video in the movie, that it's okay for commercial vehicles to cross over state lines, and they don't think nothing of it. The people in the movie, the law enforcement officers in the movie, they don't think nothing of it. As of right now, in the movie, something could change, but as of right now, it's fine. So you have to read in between the lines. We'll see you.